Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. WWE announces Hulk Hogan is back in. He's going to be attending the Crown Jewel show. I know that when the story broke that Hulk Hogan got brought in and reinstated to the WWE Hall of Fame, he was at Extreme Rules. He was backstage. He filmed some sort of something with the just talking to the crew and being brought back into the family. It's been debated about whether he was filmed apologizing to the WWE roster for the things that were said, and it's also been debated about whether if everybody on the roster accepted his apology. But one thing leads to another. Hulk Hogan is a huge part of WWE's history, and him coming back to WWE and being a part of Crown Jewel is honestly a big deal, even though in the grand scheme of things, it's not really going to be that big of a deal. There's been no real announcement. There is not going to be a big battle royal this year. So I don't really know how Hulk Hogan is going to be used. I don't know if he just is sort of like the guest host, much like he was at WrestleMania 30, and he kicks off the show giving a big speech about how big of a deal it is for WWE to be in Saudi Arabia. Maybe he'll challenge Sergeant Slaughter to a match that they can, have a rematch from WrestleMania 7 way back in the day. I don't really know where this goes, but I've always not shied away that I understand the problems that Hulk Hogan created for himself, doing what he did, and it's not really up to a person like me to accept his apology and say that everything's fine and just bring him back. I can tell that it seems, in my opinion, that there is an overwhelming from wrestling fans that are on Twitter and on Facebook and on social media that are ready to, accept Hulk Hogan's apology and bring him back. But I can honestly tell you that from a wrestling fan that is a huge Hulk Hogan fan, I honestly can say that I've never really heard the apology. I've never really heard him say that he's sorry for what he did. He always just sort of makes the excuse that he didn't know that he was being recorded. So that's always been like the problem that I've had with Hulk Hogan, is that he's never really apologized. He didn't go on the apology tour, doing all the radio shows and TV interviews, and just saying that he never should have said what he said. I did hear that sort of weak reasoning that that's just the way people talk from where he came from and where he grew up, and that doesn't really relate to what's going down. I grew up, I was born here in Sacramento, but I did live in Georgia in the deep South for a while, and some weird stuff goes on there that's not acceptable anywhere else in the world. And I don't use that as my excuse to say things out there, so it doesn't really make sense to me. So I think it's awesome the Hulk coming back, that he's going to be on the show. I can't wait to see how he's used. It's not going to be wrestling. I mean, he's not going to be in a battle royal or anything. So it's just going to be fun to be able to see my guy back in WWE and see how it is really accepted by wrestling fans around the world.